Hot Toys, you better release something tomorrow. I've been checking your website all week and nothing. And it better not be another cuss baby thrown at me or I'm gonna lose it. What is going on, my peoples? Welcome back to the channel. And today's video is brought to you by Ryan. Ryan, a very good friend of this channel, left me a comment saying the Mark 85 is my most anticipated figure from the Endgame line. That thing is just beautiful. The paint work is amazing. Yes, it is. Thanks again for the entertaining video, dude. Oh man, thanks to you. I think my videos are entertaining. And question, are you collecting again? If so, what figures are you thinking of picking up? And the answer to that is I am an aviator on a standby right now. I cannot collect. I don't have the room to display my figures right now. They're all in their boxes. And also I do not have the fundings to continue with the collection. So what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to sell some of my figures in order to see if I can get new figures. I've never sell any of my figures. I have every single figure that I have ever bought, but I think it's time for me to start doing that. You know, like every collector, I guess it gets to a point where there's some figures that they are not interested in them as much anymore, and it's time for those figures to get replaced. So I'm gonna try to do that. I don't even know. I have to create like an eBay account for selling or use my own. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. But this video is not about that. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm going to pretend that I'm still collecting. I'm going to check pretty much every single figure that is up for pre-order, wait lists, or you know, just in stock on Sideshow right now. And I'm gonna do like a list of my wish list of the figures that I could pick up, and I'm gonna give you guys just like a realistic setting if I was full on collecting. And it was gonna be a mix between what I'm going through right now and if I was full on collecting, which figures I would get and what I think of those. So yeah, coming on to the first figure that I have here, and I just want to show you this to you guys because I was fortunate enough to have this in my collection. This is the last piece I ever got, and when I started collecting around Age of Ultron, which is, I would say, is a pretty amazing line. Many figures came out of that line that are unique, like, you know, Vision and some other figures. So yeah, but when I started collecting, there were some other figures in the past that I wanted to get, and those figures were Avengers Loki, Winter Soldier from Captain America, the Winter Soldier, and yes, at that point there was no Civil War, so yeah, that was the only one. And this guy right here, the Gantry, and I am happy to say that I was being lucky enough to have all three. This was being the most difficult one to get and the last one to join my collection last year. So yeah, this guy is on waiting list. If you want to get him, just try to join the waiting list. Sideshow is doing this really cool thing right now that tells you when the waiting list is full and when it's open, so that way you know when if you're gonna be available to get the figure or not. So yeah, really cool. Coming on to the next figure is gonna be the Iron Spider. And this figure, I pre-ordered it last year on my birthday because, you know, I'm a 7-year-old and I believe in birthdays and all that. I actually don't, but it was just, I thought it was really neat because I was full on collecting back then and I was certain that I was going to get this figure. So I was like, what the hell? Nah, I don't pre-order ahead of time anymore. I only pre-order when the figure releases in Hong Kong. It's still for pre-order for another month or two on Sideshow, and so you have still have plenty of time to pre-order with them. So that's when I wait to pre-order my figures. But I was just trying to be cute and all that, and I'm like, hey, it's my birthday, let me pre-order this. And then 8 months later, catastrophe. And I had to cancel my pre-order. I lost about 20 bucks, 20 something bucks on it. And yeah, but thanks to my beautiful girlfriend, she bought it for me again for my birthday this year. Thank you very much, my darling. And so yeah, this guy is gonna be joining my collection. Really, really neat. I cannot wait to get him. I'm still waiting on Sideshow, and as you can see, this guy's been out for a long, long time now. You can see reviews from Xenomorph and Justin and many other people. They've been out for a long time, and yet still up for pre-order here on Sideshow. So yeah, you have plenty of time. You don't have to rush it if you pre-order from Sideshow. So this guy is gonna be joining my collection. He's the only figure I have up for pre-order as of now. Really, really new. I'm so excited to get it, and I am so happy they painted this black or bluish, whatever is they decided to go. Very, very, very reminiscent how it looks in the movie. Really neat. So now, moving on to the next figure. And the next figure that I wanted to talk about was, this is in no particular order, but this guy is the only one that is here for a reason. And it's because ever since this guy was announced, ever since this guy was, I saw him on the trailer, I'm like, nope, I will not be getting that Captain America. He's not my Captain America. My Captain America is in a clean suit, shave, with the tricolore shield and all of that. So yeah, I never liked this guy, but this guy has grown on me tremendously lately. I really like it for the simple fact, like for example, when I was collecting, my goal was to have a single figure of each character, and I obviously that would never be complete because there's more characters coming out, therefore there are more figures coming out. But I got to a point that until that point I had every single character, at least a rendition of that character. So where do you go from there as a collector? Well, you can start collecting other lines, but I don't want to do that. So what you can do is start collecting other looks for the characters. So me having the Age of Ultron Captain America, it doesn't make much sense to get the Civil War because they're so alike. Come in, like just like the white on his arms and the red of the star, just a little bit on the boots. I mean, you have to really have one next to each other so you can tell the difference. But they're not much different. But this guy is a completely different look on Captain America, and I have to say it has grown on me really, really good, big time over the last year after I saw the movie. I really like him when he's holding like the spears and all that. I mean, this Wakandan shields are cool, but when he's holding like the spears that he comes with, especially if you get the collector's edition or the exclusive edition, is actually the one that comes with it. I think he looks really, really neat, and it's a completely different look on Captain America. Really, really cool to have this figure. But even then, I would need to have very, very steady collection. I would need to have nothing coming to my collection and to have a little bit of money to spare so I could get this guy, so I could start getting extra figures, extra looks for my figures, right? So I could get this guy. Sadly, that is not the case, as you guys know. So this guy is not going to be joining my collection, but I think it's really cool. He has grown on me tremendously. A really, really neat figure. So moving on to Black Widow, and this figure, believe it or not, joined my collection for the exact same reasons that I just gave you. If you have any of the Black Widows, they all come with a different hairstyle, but they're mostly, pretty much, they all have red hair, which is her original hair color. and they all have this black suit, which is traditional for her, except for the Age of Ultron, who had these blue things that it didn't really fit her that much, in my opinion. But it's yet another really good way to separate her from her traditional look. Really, really neat. But I think an even better one is this one right here, which has some green on it and a completely blonde hairstyle. Really, really neat. I actually bought her because I wanted to do Jelena Belova. I think that's the correct name for the arch nemesis for her comic book character. Really, really neat. I was able to do that. I gave her the sniper that comes with the Punisher, and I got her some goggles, and she looked really, really neat as a Jelena, as a villain. Really, really cool. It's yet another look on Black Widow if you want to have a completely different one. We're gonna be talking about the Endgame Black Widow later down the line. So yeah, I already have this figure. Really, really neat. Coming onto the Mark 50, and this guy is a grail for many people. Justin, every time you ask him, hey, what is your favorite figure, he will say the Mark 50, and he likes it big time. It still has grown on me a little bit, but it's still not my Iron Man to go. I do not like the design that much. I'm not saying it's an absolute trash. I think it's beautiful. Look at that. It has a lot of presence, but still there is like a 50 Iron Mans out there, and out of the ones, like Mark 46, for example, which is my favorite one, I think it still looks it's not that it looks better than this one. It's that to me, yeah, I prefer it better than this one, because it's more like a mechanical look. As when it comes to this one, it's more like an alien look. It doesn't even look like a human design. This suit, it looks like alien tech, which is really neat and unique on its own, but not for me. So no, I would not be getting this guy ever, even if I was collecting. So Thor, I was this Thor right here was I was torn between this Thor because I really like color when it comes to my collection. When you read comic books, they're very colorful, all the pages, right? And as you can see, this Thor, it has the most monotone color possible. Even the inside of the cake, which is what you're going to be looking at, unless you pose him, facing away from where you're going to be looking at. Who the hell does that? Nobody does. So you're going to be looking at the black of the cape, just going to see this real little tiny red outline, and I think he looks really badass. But when it comes to me, I like to see color on my figures. So yeah, so I was really looking forward to Endgame, to see the Endgame look for Thor, and I know many of you guys are extremely excited about the thick Thor look, but I am not. So I think this is gonna be the Thor that I am going to end up going with. Regardless how the other one looks, it's gonna have the long hair. It's gonna be difficult to pose, the head, and having a fat action figure. I don't know how I feel about that. I think it's gonna look amazing because he did look amazing on the film, but I already have a long hair Thor, which is my Age of Ultron, and if I had to pick one, I would go for this one. Even though I haven't seen the other one, I would still go for this one. And it's all good because they are reissuing him. He was going for crazy prices on eBay, so they are reissuing him, and we're gonna be getting him by the end of the year, hopefully. And this is a really neat figure. This is a really neat update on Thor with the short hair. And I have seen a million collections out there, and nobody has Thor with the patch. And I'm so much looking forward to having with the patch. People have it with the little lightning effects, which I'm not a huge fan of. But hey, it's your Thor. You can do whatever you want. But I am yet to see it. I'm curious about that nobody is using the patch, even though I think personally it looks really really cool. So yeah, this Thor, it would be the Thor for me if I was to update my Age of Ultron. When it comes to this Groot right here, this figure I already have two rockets. I don't need another rocket. And this Groot, he was barely in Endgame. Infinity War, he had a little bit more of a role. Like he didn't even have. He was there just to create Stonebreaker. That's it. That was his only role in the entire movie. Very nice, but when you're on a budget and you have to select figures from here to there, I think some figures they're gonna have to, you know, get left behind on the burner. And this is one of the figures right here. Like if I was full on collecting, I would have gotten him because I am not super excited about him or anything. But I think is I already have the original Groot, which is my favorite one, and I have like a million tiny baby Groots, which they're okay. Now I don't have a problem with them, and this will be, you know, like the middle ground between those two. It would be really neat to have him, but that is not a figure that I must have on my collection. So for now, and considering the price that he's going for, I know you can get him alone, but I think that the dual pack it will be the way to go if you want, you know, the matching bases and all that. If you want to go that route. So yeah, this Groot will not be joining my collection anytime soon. Hopefully he's not. He's on waiting list right now. But I think you're gonna be able to get him. He's not that popular, so you're gonna be able to get him on eBay for, you know, a decent price later down the line. So yeah, coming to Thanos, and I don't know where to talk about this. I think it was on one of my streams. I'm just gonna talk about it again real quick. So when it came to Thanos, I really liked the design that we had on Guardians of the Galaxy. It was straight from the comics. I really loved it. So when they start showing pictures of this guy, you know, with no armor, this bald-headed Thanos, I didn't like it at all. Until I start seeing even more promotional images, start seeing trailers and all that, and I start growing on me a lot more the the character and the look, right? And when I saw the movie, I just completely fell in love with this character. It's just one of my favorite villains of all time, and I think he's amazing. And this look for him is amazing. But after I saw him on his armor, I had to choose the one for the armor because I think it's just the detail on that armor at Thanos is the one to go for me for my collection for the vision that I have on my future collection if I ever get to collect again. So yeah, that is the I would not be getting this guy. I would want to get the armor of Thanos. I think that is the one to go for me, for my personal taste. Even though I think this guy was bounds beyond the other guy. I think this is a more compelling Thanos. I like this guy on the movie. It's so amazing. Infinity War, in my opinion, is better than Endgame. Endgame is a closure. Endgame is an amazing movie, but when it comes to entertainment, Infinity War it keeps you entertained the entire movie from top to bottom. It's just non-stop action, non-stop funny jokes, non-stop all of these really entertaining sequences, right? When it comes to Endgame, it's just fan service after fan service. You get to see stuff from the past. You get to see Tony meet his dad, and you get to see it's a very emotional movie, which is really really nice, but it's not as action packed and as entertaining as Infinity War. And the quotes from Thanos from Infinity War and his way of thinking is very, very compelling. I really like this guy, this character, and he did all that on this look. So there's a lot of merit in that. But the paint application for the armor at Thanos, It's just it's just amazing. It has blown my mind, so I'm gonna go. I wish I could go for that one, but that, yeah, that is the one that I would go for if I was collecting. So yeah, really really neat. When it comes to Gamora, I have the Guardians of the Galaxy 1 Gamora, and that is one of the figures that I'm selling. If I can sell her, I will get this Gamora. If I cannot sell her, then I will just keep her and not get this one. I'm really torn because I Guardians of the Galaxy Part One is one of my favorite movies of all time, of any movie. I really enjoyed that movie, but when it came to Volume Two, I did not enjoy Volume Two. I did not enjoy the jokes in Volume 2. I think they were pushing way too hard. I think the best jokes were on the trailer. And when it came to the movie, there was not much added to that. And yeah, I don't. Volume 2 is not my jam. But thanks to Volume 2, I got Yandu, which I'm really appreciated. And this Nebula, god damn it, I always confuse Nebula with Gamora. This Gamora, it looks okay. It looks good. I mean, I don't think it could look better than this. Maybe a better expression on her face would be really nice. And compared to the other one, I think the joints on her elbows, if that bothers you, I think this is going to be a better Gamora for you to get. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm waiting on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 to see how she looks there. I am not blown away by this outfit or the face sculpt. I think it's amazing. I think it looks like Gamora like a lot, but her expression's not doing anything for me. But yeah, if I can sell my old one, I will get this one just for the hell of it, just for trying to keep the collection fresh somehow, right? So yeah, if it happens, happens. If it doesn't happen, it really doesn't matter. So yeah, that's what I think about this Gamora right here. So when it comes to Black Panther, I was really looking forward to get all the Black Panther figures, but I think those are gonna be all the figures that are gonna take a step back and into the back burner because I'm not gonna be able to get all of those figures from those movies. I already have the Civil War Black Panther, which I happen to like better than this suit right here. I know there's gonna be a Black Panther suit, and maybe that suit I will like it better. I really, really like the feature that this Black Panther has, all of these lights and with the blue, with the black light. I think it's really, and I would love to have that in my collection. But since I don't have my details up and I'm not displaying my figures. This is not one of my. I prefer the look on the Civil War suit better than this one. So I see myself waiting for Black Panther 2 to see if they release a better, another suit that it hits me better in a different way that this one is looking for me. I think it's an amazing suit. It's been on 3 movies already, and if you can get this suit, maybe if I could sell my Civil War, put it out there, somebody wants it, and I would totally get this one for the fact that it's been on 3 movies, and all these lights. If I ever get my details up again, it would be really nice to have. Even though I prefer that look on that one, much better than I like this one. Nonetheless, this one has 2 half skulls, has a look with the exposed eyes here. I think it's an amazing figure, and I would love to have it in my collection. But it will come down to see if I ever decide to go that route and sell my Civil War to get this guy. Otherwise, I could not afford him. I couldn't do another Black Panther and have them both there. Same goes for Killmonger. I don't have a Killmonger to sell, so I could get this one, and that is one of the things that. I don't want to sell my Civil War Black Panther, because if I get this Black Panther, then I have to get this Killmonger. It's a must. They go together, and the suit looks really cool with this jello orangey vibe, and he has this purpley blue vibe, and I think they would look amazing on the shelf. but you know, limited resources, limited space, limited everything. So sad, really, really sad, because Killmonger is a new character, and a character we're not gonna see again, because spoiler alert, he died in the movie. So yeah, this figure is gonna be one and done, and they were really cool to include the Michael B. Jordan health skull, which is very, very good. It's not a perfect 10 out of 10, but it's really, really good. You know, it's difficult for Hot Toys to put something on their 8. You know, I would say that this is around an 8. You know, I think it's really, really decent. I like the expression, how he's, you know, frowning. He's on a fight. Really cool. And yeah, I would totally like to have. I was planning to have this guy, and I was going to get him. But this situation that I'm in right now, I don't know if I could sell another figure to get this one. I will have to see about that. I will have to first get the other Black Panther. Then this one will become a must. But if I never get the other Black Panther, then this guy, I will never get him either, because it doesn't make much sense to have him there by himself. Or I could get him now and wait until the Black Panther 2 comes out, and then I will pair him like that with the new suit. However they decided to make him look on Black Panther 2, and yes, they are gonna change how he looks. I can guarantee you that. So really neat figure. Sadly, I must pass on it. Loki, as I said earlier on this video, I am fortunate to have the Avengers 1 Loki, which any of you have seen that figure probably know, with the amount of accessories that he comes and how amazing his outfit looks. It is probably the best Loki out there, and I feel myself lucky, get it, to have him. I'm really, really, really lucky to have Avengers 1 Loki. Really, really cool figure. Obviously, I'm gonna be passing on this one. I was looking forward to the blue Loki, you know, when he was announced. I'm like, that would be a really neat figure to have, you know, because I have the green Loki. To have this outfit, it was in blue in the movie, and they show him blue on the at SEC, but people complain because they wanted a green Loki, and they went with this look at the end of it. So I was like, I'm not gonna get two green Lokis when I have one that I like better than this one. So yeah, it's a really neat figure. Avengers 1 Loki is going for a ridiculous price now on eBay. So this is a more updated look on the character. He has looked like this in about 2 movies now. So really, really cool figure to have. Not for me though. The Hulkbuster. I have the Mark 1 Hulkbuster, and I think it looks better than this one. Is twice the price of this one as well, and that is gonna be one of the figures that I would want to get rid of, because if I sell my Hulkbuster, I'm going to be able to afford 3 to maybe 4 figures. So that is one of the ways that I'm planning to fund my collection down the line. And so this guy will not be joining my collection. I think he looks amazing. The fact that he's a power pose, and I don't know how he feels. It's gonna feel cheap plastic. I don't know. It's just I don't have a connection with this Hulkbuster. And so no, he would never join my collection, even though he looks really, really cool. And if you don't mind the fact that it's a power pose, you could totally go for him, but this guy is not for me. So Deadpool, I already have the original Deadpool, and this guy is obviously an update and an upgrade on that Deadpool. It comes with more accessories and whatnot, but they look essentially the same. So there is no reason for me to get rid of that Deadpool to get this one. They're basically the same figure. I mean, I don't have plans to do so, but if I could sell my Deadpool, I would totally get this one. I don't mind. It's an upgrade. It's a different look on Deadpool. It has a bunch of accessories. Yeah, but I'm not interested in doing so. I'm perfectly fine with my Deadpool 1, and I think it's an amazing figure, and I don't have any complaints with it. So if it happens, happens. If it not, I'll just keep it. No worries about it. Really neat figure to have. You know, everybody wants to have a Deadpool on their collection. That's for sure. If you're collecting Marvel, obviously. So Doctor Strange. Same with Doctor Strange. I have the Doctor Strange one, which I think is an amazing figure. I heard this one has a few problems with the cape, which I don't think mine has because I never had a complaint. The head sculpt, many people would say this one is better than the other one. I think that both head sculpts are equally good. This one could be a tad better. I will give you that. That one would be like a 9, 9.5, and this is like a 10 probably. Depends on how you look at it. There are two different looks, you know, like the other one has like a more rugged look, like he's been fighting, and you know the hair is not completely brushed perfectly like this one is. It's just falling into his face, which I really like that feature a lot. So saying I don't have a problem with my Doctor Strange. I think he looks amazing. This one does as well. It comes with a bunch of accessories. I'm not even gonna bother to sell my Doctor Strange to get this one. I would really be looking forward to Doctor Strange 2, and hopefully for those of you who have read the comics, if you have seen the black suit that he wears on the comics, I would love for Marvel to go that route at some point and give him that black suit with the red emblem on his chest. I would love to get a rendition of that figure, but let's see what they do on future movies for Doctor Strange. Amazing figure to have, amazing character on the movies. You need a Doctor Strange for sure. So coming on to Ant-Man, I have the original Ant-Man, and this is another figure that I want to replace. I was dreaming, you know, like daydreaming that we could possibly get the original Wasp. If we could get the original Wasp, I would totally keep my original Ant-Man because it will look beautiful together. Since that's never gonna happen in a million years, I'm going to get rid of my original Ant-Man so I can get this Ant-Man, because this Ant-Man is going with my most anticipated figure. Yeah, believe it or not, Wasp is my most anticipated figure. I think she looks amazing. I cannot wait to have Wasp in my collection. I really hope that I could get her one day, and I think those two are gonna look amazing together. You know, red and black, gold and blue, and with matching bases and everything. This is a no-brainer for a combo. Hot Toys didn't went that route, but anyways, you can get them separately, and I cannot wait to get Wasp. I think she looks amazing. The head sculpt is really weak. But the helmeted one, I think it looks beautiful, and I would never use the other one anyways. So helmeted all the way with those wings. Give me Wasp. I want her right now, and I cannot believe that still need to wait until the end of the year to see her release. And if you guys follow JC Hahn on his Instagram, they release like a white prototype for the Paul Rudd head sculpt, and he's gonna be laughing, and I cannot wait to see that head sculpt. I think it's gonna be amazing. When Hot Toys does expressions, they usually nail it, and they give it a very realistic look. So I think it's going to be one amazing head sculpt. I cannot wait to see the prototype finish. Really neat. Wasp is a must for me. I don't know if it's for you, but if I was collecting, I would be get all over her. Really neat. So Captain America concept art. As much as I like this Captain America, I would never get him. He's not on any of the movies, so that alone is already when you're on a budget, which is what I'm trying to do here. That alone is just you can scratch him off the list. So as cool as he looks, he will never join my collection as long as I'm on a budget, and I will always be on a budget. So sadly, this guy will never join my collection. So yeah. T'Chaka. I was really looking forward to T'Chaka. This is another reason to sell my Civil War and get Black Panther from this original movie, because this Black Panther suit is the exact same as the one in Civil War, and if I can get this one, this is a much better representation, because it has the gold, it has all these tribal clothing here that he has. It comes with pants. This is a much better not representation but figure overall. It has color, it has this golden shiny color, which when it comes to the other one, it has the silvery look. For stealth and all that, we get it. They always use black for that, but this one, the helmet is completely different, very old school style. I like it a lot. I think this is the best Black Panther we have gotten so far, and I think it looks really neat. But when you're on a budget as I am, this is not a must by any means. So this guy is not gonna be joining my collection anytime soon, and I know down the line, if I keep collecting, I am going to regret that decision, because this guy looks so cool, so cool. I cannot wait. I couldn't believe that Hot Toys released this figure, and I wish I could get him. I really wish I could get him, because he looks amazing. He really does. So yeah, moving on to War Machine Mark IV, and I was waiting for Endgame to watch the movie, to see the suits that he was gonna be wearing on that movie, and I have to say the Mark VI is not doing it for me. It's just very streamlined War Machine, and this look that you see right here is what I want to see on my War Machine. I want to see guns everywhere. I want to see missiles. I want to see launch pods. I want to see everything. I want to see a really bulky War Machine, and that Mark VI is not giving me that. So the Mark IV is all of that. When it comes to the Iron Patriot War Destroyer, whatever they want to call it, I have seen some stills from the movie, and that one is not doing it for me either. I cannot wait to see the figure, to see how it's gonna look, but the color scheme is not there. I think it's gonna be too big. I don't know. I don't think that one is gonna be able to replace this War Machine. I think this is the best looking War Machine that we have gotten so far, and that we will get in a long time. So if I was to get a single War Machine on my collection, it will be this one. I wish I could do so. I am selling my Mark 1 and my Mark 3. So if I could sell either of those, I would absolutely get this guy. If I cannot, then I will keep those. But yeah, this is the best looking War Machine by a lot. I really like this design. If you can get past the digital camo that he has, which probably not a problem for anybody, because he looks so amazing, but if you're like a comic book purist or something like that, you might want just a gray, gunmetal gray War Machine. That is the only thing that I can see on this guy that it doesn't it could pull some people off. I don't like this really tiny pole over here, but as you can see, you can hide it behind his head without an issue, so that's not gonna be a problem. I think he looks beast, best War Machine ever. I wish I could get him. It would be really neat. Let's see what happens down the line. Spider-Man Advanced Suit. As much as I like Spider-Man, this guy is not from the MCU, will not be joining my collection. This video is long enough. I don't need to I don't want to make it even longer for no reason. So yeah, not joining my collection. Really neat suit. I love the game. Oh my god, I enjoyed that game so much. It was really cool. An amazing different look on Spider-Man. Not from the, we have so many so far. If you ask me, I'm really looking forward to the black suit. That is the one that I wanna, and I'm talking about black and red. I'm talking about the completely black suit, like the tactical Spider-Man suit. That's gonna be amazing, really neat. But this guy right here, I would never get him because he just doesn't fit on my collection. Mark 7. We got to see this guy again on Endgame. That was really neat. This is one of my all-time favorite suits when it came to the original 7. This is my favorite one out of all of them. Look at this guy. This guy looks like a beast. And when it comes to accessories, holy shit, this insane. It's insane, the amount of accessories, the amount of replacement that you can do on this guy. I think it's beautiful, beautiful. Iron Man. I do not collect Iron Man. I have the Iron Man Mark 46. I love it. So this guy will never join my collection because he's way too expensive, and I could get two figures for the price he's going for. And he's not essential for me, but God, does he look amazing. He looks beautiful. Amazing, amazing. Really, really nice. Coming down to Shuri, and Shuri is with a heavy heart that I can tell you that I would need to pass on her. Because if I'm not getting T'Chaka, I'm not getting T'Challa, I'm not getting Killmonger, why am I gonna get her? I mean, I could totally get her and sit her by the Civil War brother, and that is yet another reason why I shouldn't be selling my Civil War Black Panther, even though I feel a little bit inclined to do so, so I could get drawn into this spiral of getting all of these figures. Because if I go down that route, I'll get all four of them, because they do look amazing together, all of them. This is a beautiful figure. I think they have Gold. They completely nailed it. Her look, the expression on her face is amazing. The Panther gauntlets are amazing, and everything about this figure is amazing. Price and everything. But she's not essential. She would be a really, really cool addition to the collection, but not essential. So she would be like a 50-50 shot, like right there, like deciding between life and death if I would get her or not. So as the situation right now, it's gonna be a not for me. But if it changes just slightly in the future, it's just totally going to be a yes, because I think she looks amazing, and I'm all about new characters into my collection. So this is a brand new character, never done before, and that it was all I'm about. So yeah. Spider-Punk, you can read the exact same line that you said two 2 minutes ago about the old Spider-Man. It doesn't fit on my MCU collection. Really need a completely different look on Spider-Man. I think it looks amazing. And if you could get him next to your PlayStation or something like that, which one? Those two, one on either side, I think it's gonna be a completely unique looking Spider-Man. Don't worry about the guitar not being, like the one that you see on the game. That's not a big deal for me, but I think he looks really, really cool with his shoes, with the spikes on his head. Completely unique figure, amazing to have. It doesn't fit on my collection, sadly, so would not be getting him. Bucky Barnes. This is another of those figures that if I could sell my Civil War version, I would totally get this one. Because since I have my Winter Soldier version, which I'm not planning to sell, I would have that one as my villain and this one as my hero. So the Civil War is just like the one between the two. I already have one with the shiny metal arm, and I could totally get this one with the Wakandan arm. That one is completely dressed in black, which I said many times. I'm not a huge fan of that. This one has color in his outfit. The head sculpt is better. Is more modern look. He looked like this in 2 movies. And yeah, if I could sell my Civil War, I will totally get this guy. That would be a nice update. So yeah, let's see about that. Mark 46 comes at, and as much as I like my Mark 46, I would not be getting a second one. Especially not when I like the paint application, the paint job, the color scheme on the other one better than this one. I think Hot Toys put this one out with, trying hooking up everybody with, the traditional colors from the original Iron Man, and a lot of people jump into this because of that. And because if it's an Iron Man and people jump for Iron Man, it don't matter, no matter how he looks, neon tech or whatever, everybody's there for that, which is really cool. I'm glad that some people can do that. I wish I could do it myself. But yeah, and now they're releasing the Mark 85. I would love to know if they knew this Mark 85 was coming with the exact same color scheme, which in my opinion I think it will be a better figure to have over this one. But this one is cheaper, and if you like the Mark 46 design, there you go. You can have both, the best of both worlds. So yeah, now they're reissuing the Mark 43, and that is because they're reissuing the Hulkbuster. And those of you who were not able to be around when Age of Ultron was around now can get this figure, put it inside the Hulkbuster. I'm trying to get rid of my Hulkbuster, and so it makes no sense for me to get this figure. Even though if I were to keep my Hulkbuster, it still doesn't. I would never pay $360 just to put it inside the Hulkbuster. It doesn't make sense to me. I think Hot Toys wasted a lot of time and effort and engineering trying to make that happen, just to copy King Arts and not follow behind. I would have liked a better articulated Hulkbuster with small Tony's Mark 46 inside of there, just like the one that he comes with. That would have been perfectly fine for me, and I would have traded that for waist articulation, better leg articulation. That would have been a much better route. They didn't go that way. Hulkbuster is still an amazing piece. The only reason why I wanna sell him is because I could totally use the money for other figures and other stuff. So yeah, this guy it makes no sense that I get him. So he will not be joining my collection. So dusty version of Deadpool. Wow. Some of you are wondering why is Hot Toys releasing this. I see some people get mad. Like, I have a secret for you guys. If you're mad because Hot Toys is releasing a dusty version of Deadpool, there's a simple solution to that. Don't get it. You don't need to get every single figure they put out. Just don't get it. I mean, I see figures like this, and they're obviously cash grab, but just don't give him your cash. It's up to you. You have the power. You have the power. You totally have the power. You don't have to get this figure. Just skip it and follow to the next figure. So this is exactly what I'm gonna do right now. This will never join my collection. I think it is really neat, but it's completely unnecessary figure, and most of the collections. Punisher War Machine armor, and I think this is one of the best War Machine that we have gotten so far. Completely another take. It's not Rhodey inside. It's the Punisher this time around. It's not from the MCU, so that alone is a no for me. It's a mix between the Mark 1 and the Mark 3. So those two armors are the best War Machines that we have gotten so far until the Mark 4 releases. I think this is gonna look amazing in any collection out there. Not on my collection. Trying to keep it as MCU as possible. I already broke the rule with Deadpool, but Deadpool was just recently acquired by Disney, so probably my rule has been fixed. It was broken, but it has been reforged. So Deadpool, you can say now that it's part of the MCU. Hopefully we will see him in a team-up movie later down the line, and they officially make him part of the universe. So really neat figure, not for my collection though. Captain Marvel, even though Brie Larson is acting like she's acting. Uh, I think this is a really neat figure to have. This is another figure that checks all the boxes for me. Female figure, beautiful colors on the suit, completely new character that has never been done before. This figure is an absolute must for me, and I would totally get her. I totally would. I think the head sculpt is really nice. They went with plastic hair, which many people are a huge fan of, and but this will be the look for me. The one with the helmeted um, head sculpt. That would be the one that I would go for if I ever got her in my collection. So yeah, Captain Marvel is a yes for me. And Hot Toys hasn't announced her yet, and I don't even know we're gonna be getting her yet. But if we get Captain Marvel from Endgame, I would also get that one because even better than this one because she has short hair on that movie, and I think it looks 10 times better than the long hair that she's rocking here. The colors on that suit on Endgame are reversed, so I think I would need to get both, so I can have the traditional colors, and I will go with the helmeted version on that one, and then I will go with the reverse version how Marvel looks in the comics, and then I will get with the unhelmeted version with the short hair on that one, and that's how I picture it. Let's see if Hot Toys decides to make a figure of her from Endgame. That would be really really sweet. Let's see what happens. Mark 85. Wow. Is this a beauty of a suit or not? Look at that suit. Marvel Studios, they actually redeemed themselves with me personally. I know hundreds of you, if not thousands of you, like the Mark 50, but I do not. So, but this to me is just beautiful. This is a love letter to me. This is like, dear Mr. Freeman, here we have, since you didn't like the Mark 50, here's the 85 for you. Enjoy. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think this is a marvel of a suit. I think it's beautiful. I think the paint job on this suit is just amazing. And I don't know why, but I have a feeling that we're going to be getting another suit, another Mark 85 suit down the line that's going to be severely battle damaged. I can see Hot Toys. I don't know why I have this idea. I can see Hot Toys is cooking that. So yeah, I like how muscular this suit looks from his shoulder to the biceps to the quads here. Everything just looks amazing, really really good. I love this suit. But if you're on a budget and you already have a really nice looking suit as the Mark 46, I am sad to report that I will not be getting this guy. It doesn't make much sense to me. I have so much ground to cover that I could not justify paying this price for this guy, even though it's the ultimate look, even though it's gonna come with the gauntlet and all that. I have other figures to look up to, and I already have a very beautiful Iron Man representation on my collection, which I adore. I sincerely adore that Mark 46. So this guy would need to be sacrificed in order to get some other figures, in order to get some other different characters into my collection. As much as I like him, I think he's a beautiful suit, and I think I like the color scheme, the homage to the original suit. I think it's a beautiful piece, and all of you that are gonna be getting this, which most of you are, I'm gonna be very very happy with this suit. Really really neat. Now, we already talked about this guy a little bit before, and there's not much I can say. I absolutely love the paint job on this guy, how weathered this armor is, and he's fully clothed mostly. It hides the joints, it hides all the ugly parts. Hot Toys is not very good at doing, plastic parts and rubber parts. So they are better at doing when it comes clothing and armor and stuff like that. They're way way better than that. So this is gonna be, when you put one next to the other as a figure, the other one is a better character. But when it comes to a figure, when you stand this armor Thanos next to the bald headed Thanos, you're gonna see the difference. You're gonna see this guy looks way more detailed and way better than the other one, and that is why I'm rooting for this guy. He's very pricey. I hope I win the lottery and I can get all of these figures that I'm mentioning. Let's see what happens. But yeah, in my opinion, this is the guy to go for me. Nebula. I've been wanting a Nebula for a long time, and thank you, Hot Toys. Thank you for finally putting Nebula. I heard some rumors that people are not getting her after all we've been through. After all we have claimed for her, now we are not backing up Hot Toys when they decide to make new figures. I think that is wrong. I think if you really want Nebula, obviously if you don't want her, if you never rooted for her, then don't get her, But if you're gonna get yet another Captain America, if you're gonna get yet another Black Widow or something like that, I don't know. Everybody's collection is different, but my collection is always going to be about the new characters. Characters never been done before, and Nebula has never been done before. So I am all over her. I hope I could get her, and I think she looks amazing. And I cannot wait. I cannot wait until I get my hands on Nebula. It's gonna be next year, and let's see what happens from here to there. Now the Captain America. Wow, this is the Captain America to get. Everybody's all over this guy. We recently had the health code updated as we requested, and many people are happy about that, including myself. I went a little bit over on my preview of this health code, and I give it a 10 out of 10, and I went from the JC Hunt. If you have seen that health code spinning around in 3D, I think it looks so good there, and I was so excited that we are finally getting this health code. And I think this is the better angle for him. When I see it from this angle, I can totally see the 10 out of 10 there. But when you see it from this angle, it starts to loosen a little bit the likeness to Chris Evans. Nonetheless, you can still see him there, and it's not a huge deal. It's going to be like 1 point, knocking him down 1 point. So it's a perfectly 9 out of 10 health code. I think it looks beautiful. I think it looks amazing. And this is the Captain America. Like, what else do I need to say? I have the Age of Ultron Captain America, which is one of my favorite figures in my entire collection. I don't know. I don't know if I could ever sell that figure to get this guy, and I don't know if I could get two Captain Americas that they look so similar. So it is a tough call for me. It is a really tough call for me to pass on this guy. And it's all going to come down to how bad my economy is, and I think that it's going to be the factor that's going to help me not to get this guy. I'm going to have to pass on him. I have a very similar Captain America. If I could sell him, I might be able to get this one, but I don't even know if I want to do that. I will need to get my head straight and all my thoughts together to see what I can come up with, but it's a really tough decision to leave one behind to get the other. And even though getting both of them, they look so similar that it doesn't make much sense, as you guys know how I drive my collection. So yeah, tough choice right here. And now we come to Hawkeye, and this is the guy that brought me back from my hiatus for not making videos. This guy looks so amazing that I started making videos all over again. If I could get him, I could get him. I will get him now. I think he looks amazing. I think the fact that you can, I know the Ronin was barely in the movie, but I personally do not care. I think both look amazing. I think this head sculpt is perfect 10 out of 10 from any angle that you throw at it. I think it's a really beautiful figure. I love Hawkeye in the comics, in the cartoons, in the movies. I think he's amazing. And I have the Age of Ultron, and I have the Civil War, and this is what I would like to do. I have the Age of Ultron. I would have him with the bow in the collection, and then the Civil War I would have him with the staff posing in the collection. And now this one I will go for the Ronin, which is the new character. We have Hawkeye before, 3 of them, but we have never got a Ronin before. So this guy, I will get him with the sword, and I think that would be really, really neat to have a Ronin figure on the collection. I am blown away by this figure, and I really like it, and I wish I could get it. This would be a must for me. This Ronin look, really, really neat. So coming to War Machine, we already talked a little bit about this War Machine, and yeah, this guy is not cutting it for me. I think the Mark 1 and the Mark 3 look better than this. The only War Machine this one looks better than is the War Machine Mark 2. So yeah, if you can go for either of those or even the Mark IV, why will you get this guy? Unless you're balling in money, you're getting all the War Machines possible out there, and then good for you, just get this guy. But if you have to get like one War Machine, I don't think this one should be the one, unless you like it. I mean, it's completely up to you, obviously. But we're talking about the figures that I want to get for my collection. So yeah, this guy would never join my collection because he's cool looking suit, but not for me. I have other priorities, and if I had to choose, I will go for the Mark IV. So coming down to Black Widow, and this Black Widow I think is amazing. I really, really like the pattern on the suit. I really like the head sculpt, the fact that we are getting plastic hair for once. I think this is a really, really nice combination. I really like the red accents that she has throughout the suit, like here, and the bracelets, and the traditional Black Widow belt that she's always had with her emblem. I think this is the Black Widow to go for. So if I could sell my Civil War Black Widow, I would totally get her. If not, I could see myself passing on this Black Widow because Civil War is amazing for me as well. I really, really like that figure. I don't have a problem with it. If I were to do that, it's just to jump on the bandwagon of the Endgame look, and yeah, and I don't think it's that big of a deal for me when it comes to Civil War to this one. I think they're both beautiful. They both have something to offer, and I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad that I passed on this one if I never sell my Civil War. I'm perfectly fine with that one. But if it happens, then yeah, I would totally get this one. I think she looks beautiful. She looks amazing. Don't get desperate with this Black Widow. We're getting yet another one on her solo movie. So let's see how that one looks. And yeah, I think this is an amazing Black Widow to have. I couldn't recommend her enough. But when it comes to my collection, it would be really neat to have her or not. I mean, I'm in between. It's not a must for me on my collection. So yeah. And coming down to the last figure that we're going to be talking about on this video is Tony Stark Team Suit. And straight off the bat, I'm going to tell you, no, I will not be getting this figure. I will never get this figure. Because getting this figure will mean that I would need to get every single figure on this on this team, and I am not about to do that. If I was to get one of these figures, it would be Cap, because he has like the most memorable scene when he's returning to the past to put the stones where they're supposed to be, and Mjolnir. And I think he was gonna be the better figure to get if you're gonna get only one of these figures. So as much as I like Tony, he didn't have like any specific scene that required for me to get him on the suit, unless I'm getting everybody, and then yeah, I'm completely justified, which I'm totally not gonna do. Even if they release Cap with Mjolnir and a briefcase full of gems, Uh, they're called stones, but they're called gems in the comics. But anyways, I would not get him either because I need to focus my small amount of resources towards other figures. Um, so yeah, not getting this guy, not getting Cap, not getting anybody that is wearing this suit. Sadly, I'm really looking forward to see your collection with all of these people together in a year or so. I would love to see all of them together, putting their hands together or just one next to the other. I think it's going to look amazing. So yeah, guys, Ryan, hopefully I was able to answer your question to the best of my abilities. I did the best I could. Put in the comments below, what do you think about everything that is up for pre-order right now, wait lists, on stock? What do you think about the future? What figures are you looking forward the most out of Endgame? Let me know in the comments below. Hopefully we get something released by tomorrow, and we're gonna be talking about that if it happens. So I will see you guys in the comments. Don't be a stranger on the channel. Be around.